Hello, I'm James, and I'm building my Japanese RV to live in full time, and I want to show you guys where I'm at so far. So let's take a look. We are not talking anything about the driving part. All the inside living part is what we're going to talk about today. So this is what we're talking about today. We have the skylight open. Also, allergies, so I'm gonna look a little funny. We have one of these. I don't know if it's supposed to have this, but the one I bought has one. This is where you sleep, nothing special. I want to recover the cushions because they're like velvet. And then also I kind of want just new cushions in general so it's more comfortable. We are probably gonna put storage here. Right now it's holding tools while I work on the RV, like this. But we did replace our refrigerator. This is a 12-volt refrigerator, so it runs off of like a regular car battery. It had a small one, but I wanted to upgrade it because this one also has a freezer, because I like to have ice in my drinks, and then also keeping things for a long time is cool, right? So that's the fridge. Boom. Let me show you what we're storing and what's going on under this first seat cushion. In the first compartment, it's hard to see, car battery, lithium battery. Let me get some light. Lithium battery for all of the appliances and stuff. So car battery, lithium battery, and I'm gonna add another one here. Now here's the exciting part. This is the expensive section. This will be on a hinge later, but while I'm working on it, I've made it so I can just remove this. It's a mess right now, so bear with me. This is an inverter and a converter. So this lets me plug in. I wired it up so that I can plug into a regular outlet and that it'll give me 120 volts, and it'll also charge my lithium batteries. But the way it works, sorry, there's stuff in the way. The way it works is it lets me use my 12-volt appliances and my 110 appliances at the same time without having to do anything. It automatically does all of that stuff. It'll automatically start charging the battery once I've used energy from the battery. It also will run 110 or 120 through this machine to my appliances. But if I'm not hooked up to 120, it'll also convert my 12 volt to 110 so I can run my appliances off of the solar power. It's kind of the coolest thing in here. It also takes up a lot of room for storage, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. This is what I'm running all my 12 volt stuff off of, or most of it. And then I got bus bars just for simplicity's sake of hooking things up. And then this, which is not done yet. I'm so sorry, this isn't how this is supposed to look. You're not supposed to see this. So that's not how the solar is supposed to be set up. I have it mocked up right now, and I'm glad I did because I want to add 2 more panels. I already got one of the panels. The other one should be here today. So then I can finalize putting that together. So it's 400 watts total. Each panel does 100 watts. My brain said, oh, 4 panels, 100 watts each, 400 watts. That's if they were all maximum blasted by the sun. So I decided to get 2 more because then with 6 panels, you're closer, you're getting more watts. You're probably not, you still can't get over 400, but on like the less sunny days, you'll get more energy. So I have 2 more panels I need to put on the roof, then I'm gonna finalize putting that up. But I already ran it through. Like I have the wires ran through, which we're gonna hide in some tubing and run down below the seat. Some of the smaller things I've done is this light. Look at this. I love being able to have dim lighting at night. You don't want full blast, ugly lights. And then also this is a warmer tone versus like, I don't like that. That's fine. But the warm tone is what I usually like. It's just more calming. I put 2 of them up. Ta-da. And I was able to use the old wiring. There's a harness from the battery area to the back, and there was already a light here, and I used all the old wiring and just put in new lights or rerouted some wiring to put them where I want them to be. Next, what's under seat cushion number 2? Once again, these usually hinge, but I took them off because I'm working on it right now and it just makes it easier to work on. This is an old propane heater, which we will not be using anymore. This is a water tank, which we will be using. It leads right out to the outside side so you can fill it up with a regular hose, and then it runs towards the back, which we'll talk about in a second. This will probably end up being just extra storage for things you don't need to get to very often. And that's kind of it for that area. Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm just a little too tall for this RV, but it's okay. We have this one spot where we can stand, and the rest of the time it's just a little, oh, watch your head. These are cabinets, just for storing stuff. I don't know what we're gonna put in them yet. First thing that we're doing is getting all of the amenities to work so we can live in here. Next, the kitchen. Kind of a lot going on here. Let's start at the top. AC unit is really cool because it fits exactly where a vent fan would go. That's the bathroom vent fan. There used to be one here, but you can put an AC unit in its spot, which is really cool. This had a wall-mounted AC unit which came out pretty far onto the kitchen counter. Also, it didn't work. So we got rid of it and we patched it, kind of. We're still working on that. It's waterproof though. So what I'm thinking though is, right now it has 2 shelves. I'm thinking shallow cabinet all the way over and down, and then we'll have like some back tile area here. I do like having a rice cooker. This is an air fryer shaped like an oven, which I think we're gonna put into the countertop because luckily, see if I can show you guys, the back side of this goes outside. So it will be vented because you want it to not be enclosed like in a cabinet or something like that. So that'll be vented, but it'll look like I have an oven, but it's an air fryer that's pretty much like an oven, and it's really small and it'll fit down here. So this air fryer, boop, right there, drawer, maybe a big drawer for like big appliances like this, or my egg cooker that can go down there. And then I'm wiring 120 right here, and I'm also gonna wire another 120 outlet down here, I think, or on the other side of this cabinet. So that's the kitchen plans. Let's talk about the water bathroom plans. I have a water tank. The RV was so kind to gift me one, as in it already had one, and it runs under the shower over to here, and that's what that hose is. So I did remove, it had a water heater of sorts. It was a tank with a small 12-volt like metal rod that went into it that would heat the water. I'm gonna buy small 2-gallon water heaters that I'm gonna fit under the sink, and then I'll run the cold water to the faucet in the shower and the hot water to the faucet in the shower, and that should be it. I mean, I have to put a water pump in too, but that stuff's easy for me. So the water will be very simple. Kitchen sink, shower. I have thought about not having a shower, but it's easy enough for me to just do, so I'm gonna try having it because I want to build this so it's all self-sustainable, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the bathroom, a little wonky looking. Here it is. Boom, blue floor. It does not have a black water tank. It only has gray water. There will be no toilet connected, like just pooping, peeing into a black water tank. I'm gonna have to decide if I want a composting toilet or if I want a, I don't know, like growing up we had an RV toilet that would just had like blue stuff in it. You just pee and poop in it and then you dump it somewhere. It has like a little tank. So we'll see what we're gonna do with that. But the shower will work and the sink will work. Let's talk about long-term plans, because that's a thing. Oh, you guys wanna see the solar from here? Look at this. Whoa. That's the AC unit. And right now, the bugs are yelling, and my RV is covered with leaves because I'm under this beautiful tree. I'm going to clean off and reorganize these panels, see what we can do. Because right now I have 4 panels, and I want 6. All right, back in. Whoop. I do like having a sunroof. That's nice. Sunroof, it's just like a skylight, but. Okay, so goals. Finish the inside of the RV. Right now we still have to wire 120 to the back for an outlet so we can have kitchen appliances. Once we have kitchen appliances, technically we can cook. I have a fridge, I'll have cooking appliances. I will not have a way to wash dishes, but that's the next step. After we get water, we'll be able to clean dishes. And at that point, technically this is, I think, self-sustainable. People have RVs and vans without bathrooms. You can get gym memberships, you can go to truck stops. So it will technically be self-sufficient. Also, when I say self-sufficient, I'll have solar, which means like I can go off grid. I don't know for how long yet though. I only have one battery. I need to get another battery. So I don't know. The cool thing is, technically, I could even just plug this into a regular outlet, whether it's at a friend's house or a park. I don't know, are you allowed to do that? A park, a campground, or whatever, to charge my lithium batteries if for some reason the solar isn't doing enough. The big goal after that, this is a 1991 Isuzu Fargo. It is slow, very, very, very slow. 50 miles an hour on flats and 55 miles an hour downhill and like 30 miles an hour uphill. So I am going to put a different engine in it. Right now it's like a 70 horsepower diesel engine. I come from an automotive background of sorts. I have put engines in cars that they don't belong in. I had a Porsche, and this is what I'm basing this off of. But I had a Porsche 911, there it is. Cool car, way less cool to drive, but I had put a Honda engine in it. So, with the knowledge that I have gained from doing that, I am gonna put a Honda engine into the Isuzu so I can go the speed limit. That's gonna be the last big step. But the first step, make it livable and sustainable inside of, because right now it can go places. Like I can go from little park to little park on back roads and have people hate me and semis mad at me for going 30 and a 50, which is dangerous also. So I'm going to make it go highway speeds. And when I say highway speeds, I'm just trying to go 65 uphill or even 55. Semis go 55 uphill, like a big uphill, like out west or something. I want to be able to be in with all the cool guys on the road. So that's the step after all of this stuff, which we're getting pretty close to. Storage we'll figure out as we go. I can always store things where the bed goes and sleep where the table goes because it does fold into a table, or it folds into a bed. That's a like quick rundown of the RV. Comment down below if you have any questions. Follow for more updates and tell me also what you guys want to see. I post more on Instagram. I post reels. They're shorter, they're easier to make, and they're more enjoyable for me to make. But I feel like I should also post a longer, more in-depth, whatever, review of this to YouTube also. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.